What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Musicology 101. Apologize, I'm a little sick. I'm your host Austin. I am a music student in college. I like to break down music, the lyrics and the actual music itself. And for today, we're going to do a special song for me at least. Song that my dad recommended to me. Shout out to you, pops. If you're watching, I'm not sure if you watch. Well, we're going to do "Blessings" by Chance the Rapper. Not the first version, the second version of the song, the one at the end of his album, at the end of his coloring book album. Song has holds a special place in my heart. It's like the first Chance the Rapper song that I heard, and I was like, this dude's pretty cool. Ever since I heard this song, I've been a Chance the Rapper fan, and funny enough, my dad played it for me first. So, no, again, shout out to you, pops. If you're watching, if you watch, not sure if you watch, but yeah, let's get into it. So the verse starts out with Chance going, I speak of promised lands, soil as soft as mama's hands, running waters standing still, endless fields of daffodils and chamomile. Chamomile. Words hurt sometimes. I'm sorry. So these lines are interesting. This kind of shows what Chance envisions. He speaks of the promised land, like from the Bible. A land of milk and honey. You know, promised land, right? Uh, he wants a land of peace. That's why the running water. Moving water sometimes it can be moving quick, sometimes a little rough, I guess you could say. Running water is standing still. So what can be violent or aggressive is actually very peaceful and calm, right? Endless fields of daffodils and chamomile. Chamomile is like it's like as a tea, it helps you sleep, helps calm you down. It's a really calming, relaxing tea. So chamomile itself is a very calming, relaxing herb, and that's what he's talking about. And like on top of that, daffodils, the the little fuzz balls that you blow, like those are also calming because it helps keep you relaxed. So yeah, it kind of adds to the perfectness of this world he sees. He then goes rice under black beans, walked in the apple with cracked screens, and told prophetic stories of freedom. So rice under black beans is like a food thing. His promised land has good food as well. Nothing really deep there. Now, walking in the apple with cracked screens is alluding to the fact that he has an iPad, which is a tablet. The iPad, aka the tablet, is cracked. It's like how Moses had tablets that were cracked when he used them to destroy the golden calf in the Bible. It's really cool because he walked in the apple with cracked screens and told prophetic stories of freedom. So he was a prophet telling stories or telling the future, prophesizing, like Moses was a prophet, in stories of freedom because Moses freed the Israelites from Egypt and chances for the free people in a way. It's so cool. It's the way he broke it down. It's like, whoa, he sees himself as a modern day Moses, if you will. It's really interesting. So Chance also found warmth in a black queen for when I get cold, like Nat King, I'm doing the dad thing. So black queen that he found warmth in could be his girlfriend at the time, who's now his wife, who gave him a child, which is why he's doing the dad thing like Nat King. He's a dad, right? Also, the black queen he found warmth in could be his daughter, important woman in his life who's making him happier and warmer as a person. And he references Nat King Cole because Nat King Cole's daughter did music as well and they had a really good relationship. Also, he used Nat King because the way he said cold, like for when I get cold, like Nat King, it sounds like when I get cold, like Nat King Cole is his full name. He's a kind of fun. It's like a fun way. It's like a little play on words, if you will. And then the next lyrics go, I speak of wondrous, unfamiliar lessons from childhood, make you remember how to smile good. Right? So here, he's talking about lessons that we learned as kids, probably in church, or, something like that, that we, that we don't really remember, but when we hear it, we're like, oh, I remember that. You have to smile, have to kind of joke around about it. It's like, man, like the nostalgic feeling of it makes us feel good inside, right? Next lyrics go, I'm pre-currency, post-language, anti-label, pro-famous, I'm Broadway Joe Namath. So a lot to break down in these lyrics. Actually very cool. So he's pre-currency because he prides himself on making music for nonprofit. Pre-currency. Money's not a thing to him. He's post-language because his music goes beyond regular language. He's a talented poet, talented writer, talented rapper. So he's beyond language. He's light years ahead of us in language, right? Anti-label, he refuses to sign to a label so he can keep producing free music and keep distributing it for free. He's pro-famous like Broadway Joe Namath because he wants to be famous. So Joe Namath was an NFL quarterback who was also an actor who became famous for both. He's pro-famous because he wants to be famous for more than one thing. Right? He wants to be really high-level fame, but Joe Namath wants to be famous for more than one thing at a time, which is difficult but impressive. And the next lyrics go, Kanye's best prodigy. He ain't signed me, but he proud of me. I got some ideas that you gotta see. Right? So he's Kanye West's prodigy in a sense. He thinks he's his most impressive prodigy. Saying a lot, considering Kanye West founded, artists like John Legend, Kid Cudi, Big Sean. Chance thinks he's the best out of all of them. Which might be true, no comment. But since Chance didn't want to sign to a label, he isn't signed to under Kanye's record label, Good Music. But Kanye so very much respects him and his opinion. So much so that Chance helped make several songs off of Kanye West's album, Life of Pablo. Which came out the same year as this song that's Chance's album. But there's one song, Waves. Chance made a version of Waves for the album and had a verse on the song Famous off the same album that were removed. Which is kind of hurts because a lot of people like to think that those two versions of the songs are better than the ones on the actual album. So he has ideas that Kanye has to see in that sense too. Like he wants to be able to make music for Kanye and with Kanye. It's like, let's see what you think about this. So it's very interesting to see how he says it here. The next line goes, make a vid with Shoutout and they ship it like the Odyssey. This is a very, very fun line because you can't make a video with a woman in it without everybody assuming that they're together. It's a clever wordplay on ship and Odyssey because they ship him and the girl together. Also, the Odyssey is a story, aka a lie, like untrue, which means that they're shipping it, but it's not true. So interesting. Also, the Odyssey is about Odysseus, who's on a boat for most of the time, trying to get back home. So it's a whole circle. It's great. I love it. Next lyrics go, they never seen a rapper practice modesty. I never practice. I only perform. I don't even warn. I don't eat it warm. I won't be reborn. So he sees himself as one of the few modest rappers out, and he doesn't really practice because he can just perform on spot. He's always ready. He doesn't warn you when he's about to perform because he's always ready. Doesn't have to warm up or prepare himself to perform because he's always ready. And when he dies, which hopefully won't be for a long time, there will not be another chance rapper after him. He's the only chance rapper we'll ever have. Next lines go, I speak to God in public, I speak to God in public. He keep my rhymes in couplets. He think the new stuff jam. I think we mutual fans. So Chance sees himself as a modern day prophet, He speaks to God in his music, which he publicly releases. And God gives him the ability to rap and to keep his rhymes the way he does, right? AKA in couplets. And because of this, that means, because of this, Chance is positive that God's a fan of his music, just like he is, because God gave him the ability to make this music. So the next two lines after that are, I used to dance to Michael, I used to dance in high school, I used to pass out music, I still pass out music. So when he was younger, Chance used to dance to Michael Jackson. I can't find the video, but I think there's a video somewhere of him in kindergarten dancing to Michael Jackson for his kindergarten graduation, which is actually pretty funny. Excuse me. He even danced to Michael Jackson in high school as well. Or not, at least danced in high school as well a little bit. And he says he passed out music. When his first mixtape came out, he went out throughout Chicago with his dad and handed out his mixtape on CDs, just handing them out to everybody he saw, get people to listen to him. He still does that the same way, but because of the way that streaming works, it's not so much passing out, It's just kind of posting it, and people can hear it and listen to it. The rest of the verse goes: the people's chant must be everything the people can't be. I'm getting artsy fartsy, house full of some Hebrew Brantleys. You must have missed the come up. I must be all I can be. Call me Mr. Mufasa. I had to master stampedes. Just breaking down line by line. So the people's champ must be everything the people can't be. It's just because to be the people's champ, you have to be relatable without being what they're not. Like you're a person, I'm a person. But for me to be a champion, me to be like a hero, I'm not what you are, right? That's this whole thought process here. You can't be like a regular person to be the people's champ. You gotta be more than a regular person. Artsy Fartsy, house full of some Hebrew Brantleys. Hebrew Brantley is a rising Chicago artist. Well, he was at the time, but he paints murals on walls all over the country. And Chance was feeling kind of like an artist in a different sense, kind of like Hebrew Brantley. You must have missed the come up. I must be all I can be. Basically, it's like he's saying, if you don't know who I am by now, it's too late to watch me get to my peak. Like you're already too late to hop on to the trend, or to support me. It's just you missed the come up. I'm already here. Then it's call me Mr. Mufasa. I had to master stampedes. He wanted to be a role model to his fans like Mufasa was to Simba. And he also had to master stampedes by surviving his environment and surviving controversies and difficulties to succeed, which is like how he mastered stampedes. Mufasa didn't master them, which is why he's not alive. Chance has, however, which is why he has a chance. And then the hook starts, which I'm not going to go into. And then the outro is about, like 45 seconds of repeated lines, which is actually pretty fun. Really good song. So I know this was a kind of long video, but this song really holds a lot. It means a lot to me. It has a special place in my heart, and it always will. But yeah, that's the lyrical breakdown of this great song by Chance the Rapper, Blessings. Yeah, so shout out again to my father for recommending the song this week. Shout out Pops if you watch. I'm not sure if you do. But next week, I'm going to pick another song that you guys recommend. I'll be posting a poll on my Instagram and possibly on YouTube as well, just to see if you guys have any specific song ideas. If you have any other ideas, also put them in the comments, and I'll pick a few of those if you guys want me to. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.